Alright, so I'm back here with the telecaster. Let's see. So I got a big blue mess. We're installing the Bigsby B-5. It's the instruction sheet. The instruction sheet is, I don't know, it has these diagrams on the bottom here. I don't know if you can see those. They're kind of cartoonish, and I don't know. It suggests how to put it on, but I mean, I think there's a little bit more to it than what they insist that are in the instructions. So what I did is I like to check and double check and triple check everything. So took the old bridge off, got that off. This guitar played and intonated correctly before this was taken off, so there's that. Basically you're supposed to, I covered the guitar in blue tape and this stuff here. It's just blue painter's tape, just safe, so I can draw on it. And you know, you can do that, but you don't want to use too much pressure because you'll leave like impressions behind. But I needed a straight line down the center of the guitar, and so I did that. I used a 90 and basically kind of came up to the high points on the body and found a good center point that I felt good about. I measured the middle of the neck, came off of there. I actually measured the pickup, so that was half, this was half. I brought this line down to what I felt good, but what was half down here, and everything seems to be pretty symmetrical, and it feels really good about being. It looks to me like it's half. It's hard to get an exact, because you got to get to the high point on the edge of the guitar and measure over. So that's what I did, and then I also got a line on the bridge. I don't know if you can see that. Just put a piece of tape, measured over, got a center point there. I got a center point on the bottom, and then I installed. Oh, before I did that, I reinstalled this bridge, and then I marked with my pencil. I marked where the old bridge was kind of falling with the saddles, so I marked that. Then I marked the scale length of the guitar, about 25.5. And then when the bridge falls in there, from what I can tell, it looks to be correct. So I just, like I said, I just want to kind of double check that. Now this is kind of foolproof. You put this on, once you mount the pickup. Now without the pickup you got lots of play, and you might think, I'm going to put this on and I'm going to mount it right up next to the pick guard. Well, if you do that, your pickup's not going to fit, because it didn't. So I mounted the pickup, which they say to do in the instructions, into the plate, and with that kind of play you actually can't, I couldn't come up. I was surprised you can't come all the way up to the pick guard. Why, I don't know, but there is a little bit of a gap. So I got an outline here, on here, of the old bridge. I have an outline of the new bridge. I got it lined up with the top line, the bottom line, which feels straight. I felt good about that, and I marked my holes, and then I've been rechecking, been double checking. I put this back on. I checked from this side over the high point in the guitar over here, and it is equal to the high point over here. So that tells me it's pretty close to dead center. And you know, confirming that with the center lines, they're hard to get because this is at like an angle. So again, you have to take the high point, you know, because it's difficult to measure from the curve there. So you have to take the high point, find the middle. Here it's about the same, but not as much. So did that. I feel good about the position of this. I feel good that the that this is going to go on there, and that's where it should be. And just by putting the bridge I don't have the bridge, it's in the other room. Just by putting the bridge on there, it lines up with my old lines for the old bridge and the 25/5 scale. So that's good. That's going to tell me that the guitar will work after. It's going to intonate. And there's really not a lot of play in here once you put the pickup in. I mean, it kind of bottoms out, and then once you bottom out, you kind of just take it off just a little bit, just so you don't, if you get a different pickup in there, it's got a little different, you know, plate on the back of it or something. So I just give it just a little bit of room and fit it in good. So I got the holes in there. It's about lined up. So now the recommended thing to do is basically mount the plate. So I'm going to need to drill the holes. I need to fill some of these holes. It looks like this one and that one from the old bridge plate. So I'm going to have to fill those so you can drill the larger holes for the standoffs, for the posts for the bridge. And that's it. Then you drill the holes ever so carefully, not to crack the finish. I'm probably going to start with some small micro pilot holes and maybe bevel the edges. I have a beveling tool somewhere. Oops. I think I'm going to use this tool. It's a Dremel tool, but I think if I very lightly take down the edges of the paint with this, that I can pre-drill, and won't get any cracking. That's what I'm hoping. So I'm going to go slow with that and see how that goes. And then the larger holes, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to pre-drill and then just drill up from there. Just larger sizes, drill bits, until I feel good about that. I'm going to get that mounted. And then from there, you got to kind of mount this. I got some center lines on this too. And you mount that, and we're going to put the strings on it. Not the actual, the string that comes with it for alignment. I'm going to put that on the bridge. I'm going to do the alignment, do some more measurements, and then hopefully I can just, you know, drill that in, lock that down, and that should be it. Now he has another pickup coming for this guitar too, so it's actually good that I was able to do it with this pickup, because you know, the new pickup is, I'll install that after. So that's about it. I'll check back, and I'm going to try and get the holes drilled, and then we'll go from there with the measurements with the tailpiece, and that should do it.